Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to do a post-New Moon in Aries reading for you. Immediately following, in less than a week's time, Uranus will be moving into Gemini, out of Taurus, and this feels important, particularly important to you because I believe that it has something to do with a structural situation in your life. This can have something to do with your work, your professional practice. This can have something to do with your community or the way that you're interacting in your community. Some relationship to a big institution, for example. So this reading has been mindful of all of the planets, the stellium that is in Aries still, particularly the wounded healer. And that energy is usually associated with Sagittarius, but it is an opportunity for us to understand our deeper motivations when we try to be intentional, how we're connecting with our desires, but we aren't acting out of frustration, impatience, or the need to prove something to others or ourselves. So I pulled from the Rest deck, which is from the Nap Ministry. My body is sacred. Exhaustion does not honor the sacred. And this is telling me some of you are indeed exhausted through the pursuit of some solution to a problem or some relationship challenge that you're having, perhaps with a relationship of authority. You don't want a seat at the table. You want a blanket and pillow down by the ocean. You want to rest. Exhaustion is not your legacy. Honor the divinity in yourself. You are sacred. So this feels very specific and very much related to, for some of you, a health issue. For some of you, this is, again, a relationship with an authority figure or institution. And from the Seed and Sickle, I have pulled 2 cards. And I have to tell the story of these 2 cards that I pulled because the Oleander is a card that I love the visual look of, but it is interpreted in this deck in a way that makes me feel very uncomfortable. So I guess I'll start there. And it speaks to a kind of danger energy, kind of a snake in the grass, being your own unresolved feelings or your own resentment or anger about something that is coming back to bite you. This is a kind of venom / medicine opportunity based on your own maturity in dealing with the kinds of resistance that you are perhaps presently experiencing. Chickweed, I will read a little bit about this springtime herb. A series of small blessings are due to appear to you, so be sure to make the most of them. They may appear modest and insignificant, particularly after such a long period of struggle, but the benefits and good fortune they will bring are numerous. So I'm seeing or hearing that there is something beneficial that comes out of this powerful experience of difference, of mistreatment, of injustice that you're experiencing that has built up some kind of a resistance within you. It may be a resistance that others are perceiving and responding to that in view of what they perceive to be your resentment or your challenge to them. So that's part of the energy here that feels very specific to me and very powerful. In your present conditions, we have 2 cards, the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. In this deck, they are jades, beautiful jades. This tells me that the challenge you're facing is come about through a long series of experience, a lifelong experience that may be about your home, your family, your resources. Certainly your body is among those resources that you have gathered a lot of experience about. And this is kind of affirming for me that for many of you, this may be about a physical condition. The Ace of Jades indicates that you're finding a new way to solve an old problem. And what is required is you're leaning into this experience you have. This may be reconstituting the history of an issue, or really looking at the historic nature of the way something has evolved for you or not evolved to your satisfaction. But I see you really looking at a way to solve this, because this is critical to your physical comfort, your overall well-being and health, and your ability to be and stay integrated into your community. In the past, the Four of Jades, this feels like it's more of a discussion around the source of this particular experience that you have been having, how foundational this experience is. Again, it's talking about your personal resources. This can be talents, skills, resources you've saved or invested. But this is about something that is foundational to who you are, foundational to your life. And that can be a physical condition that you have cautiously and deliberately managed over a long period of time, starting from childhood. So there is a way in which you are intimately familiar and well experienced with this particular aspect of your life that is essential, again, to your well-being, your integration into your community, your enjoyment of the comforts of your home. And in the future, the Seven of Cups, this is interesting. This is as though suddenly options begin to unfold. Suddenly there is a way that you become engaged in a process of sharing information or informing the process of creating this solution. It's as though suddenly you present yourself as a resource for creating something new. And this could be in the midst of an overwhelm of proximate solutions, but they're not it. The solution for your unique situation or challenge is very original to you. It suits you perfectly. It isn't that it can't suit many, many other people as well, and that is the opportunity here. You are opening yourself up to interacting with a diversity of communities, clients, or individuals that may have a similar need. If this reading is resonating for you, Cancer, please like and share. Subscribe to this channel, Pacific Tarot. I really appreciate your presence here and greatly value all the support that I receive from you in whatever way that is. So thank you for that in advance. And the Four of Jades, I'm going to clarify with a couple of cards here. And that one flipped around. The Page of Pentacles, popular card today. Learning new things, right? And the Lovers. In the King of Pentacles, the Lord of Jades, and the Ace of Jades, the Star, and the Six of Pentacles, and in the Seven of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Justice card. Wow. Okay. So in the past, your foundation, your physical, material foundation, the foundation of your home, from which you make a contribution and are integrating yourself into the community. We have this Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. You have a choice to make. This is the result of a series of choices and circumstances you've made in the past. But there's a unique opportunity here in which something that you've relied on or used is being retrofitted to your unique situation in a way that offers the creator of this solution a greater value, greater usefulness, greater access, greater service to a population that looks like you. So this is feeling very much like a tool that is being developed for a specific need of yours, but you're not the only person with this need, although this need may be somewhat specialized. I do believe that part of the ability or the willingness of you to engage in the development of the skill is this long and very mature experience that you've had in understanding what your needs are. As the world has changed, as technology has changed, you have come to understand what works and what doesn't work for you. But you're willing and able to interact and engage with the service or the servicer or the technician who is still trying to understand what your need is. They think they know the answer, but they haven't sufficiently engaged with what your needs are, with who you are. In the present, the King of Pentacles, the Lord of Jades, and the Ace of Jades is clarified by the Star and the Six of Pentacles. Wow. You have a vision of your need, of what not only would improve your life, but would improve the world. And you have the skills and the ability to negotiate this improvement. You are sufficiently capable of engaging with a service provider, a technician, someone, an expert who it becomes engaged in the possibilities that are available to you, that you can see, that you understand, that you need when they engage with that vision, with your unique circumstance, when they understand your purposes in a more holistic way. You move into a relationship, a negotiation that becomes creative and highly productive. So I see a solution being crafted with you and someone who is working to develop something that you need. And in the future, the Page of Swords and the Justice clarify the range of options that are overwhelming. And in part, it's because the technology has grown faster than the understanding of its capacity and its harms. So you're definitely out of your depth here, and that can be a bit intimidating. But what you are familiar with that is lacking in perhaps the industry or the institutional, the institution is the knowledge of how you can be empowered, how this particular tool that you need can move you from a state of helplessness or less empowered or disabled to a place of empowerment, a way of creating more justice, more equity for others like you. And that is something you know a wealth about. You have a wealth of material, physical experience with this need and this provision or this tool that you are requesting. But it does require you to open up, to new ideas, open yourself up as a subject or a client or a collaborator in this process in a way that can be quite challenging for you. But your curiosity is leading you here. You want to know, you feel perfectly empowered to make this, to produce this tool in collaboration with the maker. This is very specific, and for that, I am not apologizing, but recognizing that I hope that you can fashion uh, my wisdom with your particular situation, hoping that it is insightful or helpful to you in whatever you are facing. So I'm going to finish with a flower oracle, and I pulled Heart's Ease. And the word is compassion. How about that for Cancer? Tread a little more tenderly. I think sometimes you underestimate your power, your piercing perception, Cancer. I hope this is helpful. Until next time, namaste.